Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Here we are, making an important choice, in terms of what Graydon should or shouldn't have known. Let's see. Heck, I don't know, the third gun, perhaps? The third gun!
Objection!
Do you have any idea what you're saying, my Japanese friend?
Absolutely. I've been studying English hard since I was a child. Oh, that's good to hear, at least.
You failed to catch my meaning. The witness has admitted to removing the gun in question for the scene himself.
Oh.
Precisely who else but this man could have known of a third gun's existence?
Yeah! Okay, fine, you got me there, I guess. Keep at it, Rono. Chin up! After the links Sasato-san went to in order to leave that last piece of evidence with me, which I still don't understand why she did it, or like, why, Sasato, why? Why even bring the cat flap-a-mat with you to the crime scene when you didn't even know there was a crime initially? Like, it would theoretically make sense if it happened sometime during our investigation the next day, and, you know, she had an idea who the culprit might be, presumably. Or she had an idea that the culprit might, that the people might come in handy, but the fact she did it that early on, and from, like, as soon as we got there, and we saw Sholmes get shot, I don't know, it's a bit strange. Anyway. In fact, perhaps I need to pursue the implications of that further. Then it might all become clear.
There's still light in those dark eyes, I see. Will it do you any good, I wonder?
Okay, yeah, provocative talk, related inconsistency. Okay, well, it's probably the bloodstains on the coat, right? Because he shouldn't have been able, like, they were there, like, that wasn't a lie, but he saw it when he probably shouldn't have seen it, so curious indeed. Let's throw it out there. The bloodstains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat. Ha! That's right. The victim's blood spattered all over her when she shot him. But how could you possibly have known that? Yeah, bro, we just proved you didn't see the peephole, because there was no peephole when you saw it. Dude, are you slower than I am? Come on, keep up. Obviously, because I saw her do it through the peephole in the... Yeah, I feel like you're realizing. The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Let me ask you a simple question. Pal, how is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the peephole in the storeroom door? Wait, what? I thought it was the bloodstains. But then again, yeah, how would you have known about like? Wait, what? Okay, maybe I need to stop like pausing and just let the fucking game play itself out, because I'm not sure if I follow. What? Well, obviously I. Has the cat got your tongue, witness? The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred, and once I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windibanks constantly, carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Yes, of course. The place is chock full of pond articles, and my lads had to thoroughly examine them all. So, I gave the order to have officers working around the clock in shifts so we get through it all. And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, how would you have known? Because if the peephole wasn't made until after you got there, or after we got there, and we didn't see you, how would you have noticed it, known it was there? That is a good question, actually. Therefore, you should have done nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Objection! And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peepers hole in the door.
How on earth was that possible? Yeah, why would you make such a, not really blatant lie, but that's a strange thing to just come up with, Could I have Lord, please? Lord Red Dykes.
Speak, Inspector.
It's just that I really ought to be getting back in the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so, it was all the same to you. Oh.
Permission denied.
Oh.
It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You'll remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes.
Of course, sir. Mr. Graydon. You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peepers hole. Which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else. Oh, is that so? Quite curious indeed.
Objection! Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications.
Yes, but the defense believes the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue that we have, there's really only one person that could be. Who is the person in question, counsel? Who gave this details of the crime scene to facilitate his false testimony? Man, I like how his profile that says he's the Reaper of the Bailey. Further details are not forthcoming. Well, if we think about it, right, this would explain a certain detective's sussy behavior whose name rhymes with Babias Babegson, if you know what I mean, pal. Plus, we saw them talking earlier, if you remember, so... Yeah. Sorry to throw you under the bus like this, Toby, but, yeah.
Take that!
You're the only one who it could have been. Sorry. The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson. Me?
Objection! You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friend.
Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learnt of it only during the course of the trial today. Yeah, true. He's only been here a couple hours, so there's not really that many people he could have talked to besides, him. Besides Gregson, I mean. Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess. Yeah, when we weren't, playing on the jungle gym. Border police executed the subpoena and brought the man here from the communication station. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea. No inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court. Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned? Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the Peepus Hole. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand, I would say on the stand, would actually... I feel like, yeah, you normally go on the stand, you don't go in the stand. He's not, like, melded into the wood, now is he, Ryunosuke? That he realized his position. That he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was a third intruder. You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information? So that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin? Damn, Van Zeeks, you seem to find yourself in some, sussy trials. Exactly. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson. This is a bloomin' outrage. Why would I be giving away details of our investigation to this fella, eh? Cause you're a fucking sussy baka, Gregson. You've been nothing but a sussy baka this entire fucking trial, my dude. I don't know what your game is, pal, but frankly, I ain't playing it. I was summoned to his lordship's chamber during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that? Quite true. Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the Podpoker. Which means... the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view of the stand, where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have occurred. Bro, did you literally forget that I pointed out the fact that they were like, doing that shit? They were clearly talking and whispering to each other, and like in front of God and everyone. Man, I wonder what happened if I hadn't pointed that out. Like, would Van Zykes have pointed that out at some point, or like, or would the testimony not have moved along if I hadn't pointed that out? Because it wasn't like something where I got information out of it. It was just like a weird thing. So, Ryunosuke, don't tell me you forgot. Oh, I just remembered something, Runo. What is it, Iris? There was one time before, wasn't there? Yeah, there fucking was. I think it was when Jenny was testifying. Oh yes, now that you mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve McGilden's music box from the mid-scene of the mid-crime. That's it! It was during that testimony. Yeah, see? He had his broad-ass shoulders turned to us. I remember finding it strange at the time. Mr. Graydon and the inspector seemed to be having some kind of secret discussion. And then they just lied and said they didn't. Like a bunch of filthy little liar dudes. It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information that he needed then. You little toe rag! You're making all this up! I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud! Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke? That's a good question. Admittedly, you wouldn't have had any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. Gah! What deal, counsel? I wonder if, perhaps, in exchange for details about the Peepus Hole at the crime scene, Mrs. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. Gah! I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that if found to be true, lacking a deal of any kind of the witness will be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Well, It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this Nipponese student's specialty. I don't do that. Jeez. But with the stakes so high,
The prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim.
Evidence?
Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The court must seek proof of this alleged deal.
Do we have proof of that? I don't know if we have proof of that, actually. If Inspector Gregson really did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon, then logically, there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it! Bruno, you think it could be? Yes, it's the missing link that would join all the dots together in this puzzle. I must press you for an answer now, Counsel. What evidence explains the nature of the alleged deal that Inspector Gregson made with the witness? Well, I mean, it kind of has to be, there's only one thing it really could be if you think about it. Well, I mean, not this music box disc, but there were two music box discs, right? Right. So, if, you know, we had the one, and there was another that we were looking for, but we couldn't find, but also apparently Gregson and the police department have a vested interest in it as well, so, you know. It has to be the other disc, right? I mean, I can't present the second disc. So, not sure exactly what I should present, but... Oh well, I'll just, throw this out here, I guess. See where it gets me. Inspector Gregson, besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case? What are you getting at now, Sunshine? Is it possible that this other top-secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. How the bleed Nora could you... I mean, we did kind of bring it up earlier in the trial, the whole leaked government secrets thing. We discovered, during the course of this trial, the music box deposited at Winterbanks by Magnus McGilded. A special music box designed to play two discs at once. It would seem, very likely now, that it coded on the pair of discs that were in McGilded's possession of the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second of the discs containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the disc for details as a case. I wouldn't really call it covertly, since, again, he was negotiating in front of literally everyone, but okay. You little... Gah! Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, man, this music's going kind of hard, yo. Order! 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 On the day of the incident, when we met you at Winterbanks, you said this right here. Take a look at this flashback. I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. No, don't. Don't give it to him. Shit, now I'm forgetting how to fucking call. No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken into evidence now. Yeah, they, like I said, they had a vested interest in anything McGilded related. Maybe they're planning to sell all of his belongings at auction or something. Scotland Yard already knew that at the time. Isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets. Geez, I wonder what McGilded was going to do with government secrets anyway. Well, I mean, besides leaking them, I suppose, but... Would he really do all that for money, when he's already super rich? I mean, I don't know. My orders were, recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the Ministry, and do it on the QT. Strictly hush-hush.
And that explains why, when I presented this disc as evidence to the court, You objected so heavily, I presume, because you knew that it contained highly confidential information.
I mean, blimey, not likely. I wasn't that sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the privacy to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving false testimony? There's no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known of the existence of the peephole. It's the only explanation. A deal was struck between these two men. Oh, no, they both got bungled.
Objection!
If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, here in this very courtroom.
Wait, what? In this room? How can you possibly make a claim like that?
Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective.
What? What's that supposed to mean, eh?
As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand.
Good gracious, then you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession? He has the second disc actually on his person?
Yes!
Yes, probably, I assume. The defense demands that the inspector is searched at once. Definitely. They can only have struck a deal with each other when Jenny was testifying before. And Gregson hasn't moved from the witness stand since. Oh yeah, thanks to Van Zykes for telling him not to move. Geez, no wonder Gregson was trying to sneak out. My lord, please! Order an examination of his personal effects immediately. Well, Inspector? This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's insulted me in my profession quite enough. However, if you report this man to bed and dispel any doubts about my involvement, then I'll happily submit to a body search. Oh my. What? He's going to agree to it?
I presume you're aware of the precipice on which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made a most serious allegation against Scotland Yard here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service. This trial will end, and my country's government will formally demand of yours that you are severely reprimanded.
That sounds serious. Yeah, no fucking shit, my dude. Indeed, to have a visiting student make such defamatory remarks about most countries' most senior police force is not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook. You're just threatening Bruno because you're scared.
The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences.
It's true. I can't imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's agreement for something so critical. The disc must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. But somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here.
Very well, Counsel.
Very well, Counsel. You know the implications. So let me ask you one final time. Yes, my lord. Do you still persist in formally requesting a search of the inspector's personal effects? Wait. Jeez. That shit's getting kind of serious, and I ain't got no more mistakes to mess around with. Yes, search him. Search someone else. Withdraw the request. Hell, I don't know, man. I don't want to, like, mess up and, you know, have to start all over. Or, you know, go through all the text that says that you failed. Jeez, I don't even know, man. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and save. Just to be on the doubly sure. Yeah, sure, why not? Yes. The defense demands that Inspector Gregson is searched at once. Very well. Are you ready to proceed, Inspector? That'd be my guess, sir. And so a brief body search was carried out by the court bailiff. A few short minutes later, it was revealed that the inspector had nothing unusual in his person at all. Oh, come on. Did you inspect him? Did you go like, a full cavity search? Like, come on, man. You gotta be thorough with this shit. Well, fuck. Yeah! Okay, where the fuck could it be then? He literally has not left the stand this whole time. And if he... Absolutely, my good sir. That's a fun thing to say. But anyway, I don't get it. Like, again, he got the disc from Gradon, so it shouldn't still be on Gradon. He didn't move from the stand.
Guilty.
Oh, fuck the hell.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. I don't know, I don't see where, like, how, well, I don't know. Clearly that wasn't the right answer, but I'm not sure where he could have deposited it at, if it weren't betwixt his buttocks. I don't applaud shit. Fuck you guys. Fuck this courtroom too. Fuck all y'all. I can just retry from this scene. Ain't that convenient. But okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna leave things off here for right now because you can consider this a bad end. I don't know. And again, I'll just now at least I'll have like a full 5 hearts, so I can just fucking spam the random people in the courtroom in terms of who it might belong to. Because like, I don't fucking know. And again, could it? Fuck, I don't know. Next time, we'll figure out where the fuck Gregson stuffed his disc. Is the second disc, if it isn't on Gradon still. I don't know. But anyway, this is bad end, but next time we will get good end, hopefully. But anyway, until then, I'll see you around.